Hi everyone, this is Realtor Aya. Welcome in a Friday video. In this video, I'm going to talk about the difference between active buyer, prospect buyer. What's the difference between these two? So the difference between prospect buyer and active buyer, that prospect buyer, someone want to buy, wishing to buy, had the thought, looking online, but he's not having his pre-approval or proof of fund with him. So that means he didn't check with lender. He's not sure about if he gonna be qualified, approved for a loan, if he gonna be approved for a loan, for how much, what's the maximum amount of money they gonna give him. That is just prospect buyer. Someone wanna buy, but not sure if he will be qualified for a loan or the amount of loan. Active buyer, buyers who went to lender, check his qualification, give them the credit score, everything he have, document, then the lender will give him the limits that he gonna borrow. Like he'll tell him, you qualify for loan, let's say X amount. He start to look for properties in a market with X amount of money and under. Let's say someone checked and he was qualified for less than what he expected. If you are just prospect buyer, you've been wasting your time and a lot of money, effort going visiting property that's not your limit. So it's very important to know your limits. And that will take us to other things, which is the house showing. To be able to tour property and go see houses in person, in my opinion, I believe the active buyers, that's the only one should go and tour property in person. Because once he be ready, he check the qualification, he know his limit, he know if he liked this property, he can put an offer on it. So in this time, it's gonna be no wasting time for the seller or the buyer or the agent work with them. This is the more efficient way and more professional and should be done in this way. While if you are just prospect buyer, someone want to purchase, you've been looking online, but you don't know your limit. So you're looking at property, 300,000, 200,000, 450, and you're questioning for all these houses. However, the real approval that you're going to get maybe in the future, 250 or maybe 280. Or maybe less, or maybe not be qualified right now because you just new in a job, credits need a little work, so you're not sure. Before you go waste your time, request a showing and trying to take appointments, tour many properties, and then there is no results gonna come from this showing, you should think about what is the order of a step that I should walk forward to purchase property. So if you are a buyer and serious about purchasing property, first step, you can look at the market, look online. Second, you know your budget and how much monthly payment you're willing to pay. Third, you go and you contact a lender. You can check with your bank. You can go to specific lender, check with them your qualification for a loan. You can tell them my maximum monthly affordability is X amount of money, how much loan I can be qualified for to purchase property. They're gonna check with your credit score, history of work, everything. They will give you pre-approval letter to tell you how much you qualify for. Once you get this number, the pre-approval letter that show you are qualified for a certain amount, you can start looking for a property with this amount and under. Let's say you look at properties 250 and down. Maybe you can look for, let's say if you qualify for 250, you can look for around 260, 65, whatever. Sometimes because this property, you can negotiate the price or maybe it's gonna come down soon in the future. But you know your budget, you know the limit. You're not gonna go look way so high or something way so low than what you can afford. After that, if you liked any property from the search, you can request house showing or house tour. Because if you like the property, you will be qualified to put an offer. If you are just prospect buyer, you tour property, you can't put an offer because you need the pre-approval letter first. So this is very important and things should be done in order. This is important for seller to know. You can discuss that with your listing agent. Before you put the house in a market, you can add a note with a description saying only qualified buyer allowed to tour the property. So show pre-approval or proof of fund before submit a house showing. This is fine, and I see it in a few properties online. This will save you time and also prevent your house being exposed for anyone that's not serious to buy. Because imagine once you have your property listed in a market, you're going to receive a lot of house showing. Let's say you get 10 showing in a day. So 10 times you have to evacuate the house, taking the kids away, taking the pets, cleaning the house, and people come and tour the house, but then there's no offer. Because from these 10 people who toured the house, only 5 of them has pre-approval or qualify for a loan, or maybe just 2. So you could eliminate the exposure of the house and the headache that you have and how many times you live in the house by adding this note. That will save you time and save you, a lot of headache. Just like, you leave the property only for a real qualified buyer who's willing to put an offer and who's serious to purchase. You don't need to leave the property every single time for anyone just looking. They can look at the picture online, they can have the virtual tour, but they don't need to come tour the property in person if they are not serious and not taking the lender step or showing pre-approval, proof of fund if they are cash buyer. Let's say sometimes investor, they say, oh, I purchased by cash. Okay, it's fine, cool, show me proof of fund. Proof of fund, that's just statement for the bank to show, the amount of money is there, or wherever this money you want to purchase the property, where you just show documents to show you qualify, you have this money if you want to purchase the property. So it's very important to have one of these two, whether you are cash buyer, proof of fund, you want to purchase by loan, pre-approval. The conclusion of that, seller, if you want to work with a professional real estate agent, list your house, advertise it in best way, and make only qualified buyer enter your property to sell it in most efficient way, feel free to contact me. Now, talking to the buyer, we say, please make the things in order. If you are serious about purchasing property, make sure to check with lender to see your qualification before you request house tour. Because once you go for a house tour, you should be eligible to go tour this property in person, because we need to know you are serious. You took the step forward, you qualify if you want to purchase it. Otherwise, it's going to be waste of your time, the agent you work with, and the seller time. So respect everyone else times and your time, and go check with lender before you request house showing. At the end, I want to say, whether you are buying or selling property and you want to work with a professional real estate agent, I'll be more than happy to help you and walk you through the process and the step. My name is Aya. My phone number 586-222-3185. Thank you so much. Make sure to follow me for more video tips, answering questions about real estate.